Come on. Okay, on to 360. So today I'm going to be putting myself through an FTP test to see if my running fitness translates on the bike. Now, to be honest with you, I hadn't a clue what an FTP test was before a few people reached out to me on Instagram saying that I should do one as a half decent runner. They were interested to see what my score was. For those of you that are completely new to my channel today, which I expect a lot of you will be given today's sort of cycling angle on the video, my name is Ben. I'm 27 years old. I'm currently training for the Chicago Marathon. I've been a runner now for probably about 5 or 6 years. Started in 2019 and have gradually got more and more into it, and would describe myself now as a sort of sub-elite runner. I've run PBs in the 5K of 14:42, 66 minutes for the half marathon, which I'd probably argue is my best discipline, and for the marathon I've ran 2:24. So I'm a half decent runner, and I would back myself on the bike and say that hopefully the fitness will translate, but I think today's test might humble me a little bit. So as far as FTP, or functional threshold power, means, as far as I know, is it's the average power a rider can sustain for around an hour worth of effort. And the test I'm going to be doing today is on Zwift, and it's a ramp test with the intensity starting fairly low and then building up to a max effort. And it gives you a number that you can then compare over time as your fitness improves. So I feel like the FTP test is the cycling version of a lactate threshold test. So to make things interesting, I'm going to take my lactate sample at the end of this max exertion effort on the bike just to see the numbers. I've got no idea what sort of numbers to expect. I think around 200, 300 watts is good. I don't know, I need to look that up afterwards, but it's basically also worked out based on your weight as a rider. So you get a watts per kilo reading, which allows you to sort of compare, say, an 80 kilo rider who might be putting out loads of power to a 60 kilo rider who's not putting quite as much power out, but in terms of watts per kilo, they may be fairly similar. So that's my understanding of it anyway. I'm going to do it for a little bit of fun, and hopefully you can then use it to tailor my bike training a little bit more in the coming weeks. So this behind me here is my current setup. I've got the Zwift ride with the Wahoo Kicker Core, I believe it's called. Completely new to me this week, only just set it up. But yeah, this was gifted to me by the guys at Zwift, so I'm very, very thankful. Long story short, there was meant to be a treadmill going in here, but unfortunately we live in a rental and the power supply would need to be changed in order to fit the treadmill into this property. So we've settled with the next best thing, the Zwift bike, which I think is actually going to be a lot more useful for me, especially in this period where I'm building back my training after a bit of an injury. But yeah, going to get some water, and then yeah, that's it. Get stuck into it. Okay, here goes nothing. FTP tests. So there's two different versions here. There's an FTP ramp test or a light. We're going to go for the proper one. We're not going to do half-ass it here. We're just going to go for it and hope for the best. This variation of the ramp test is designed for more experienced and larger riders. If you're below 60 kg or newer to cycling, you might prefer the ramp test light. So I'm 63 kgs, so we're okay there. And it says more experienced. I'm definitely not experienced, but I'm going to say with my level of fitness, hopefully that means I'm not a complete noob. So I'm going to go with the FTP ramp test. Here we go. Free ride for 5 minutes. Welcome to Zwift's new ramp test. A ramp test uses a short progressive build to quickly identify your upper limit of aerobic capacity. From there, we can accurately estimate your FTP. This is a maximal effort until exhaustion, so every pedal stroke counts. Can't lie, I'm a little bit nervous about this, but yeah, give it all I've got today and see what the numbers are saying. This can be a starting point. In a month's time, I'll redo the test and see if I've got any better. Okay, so the test has begun. Ride at 100 watts for 1 minute. No problem. That's the first stage done. Into step 2, 120 watts for a minute. Still nice and easy. I don't expect this is going to get too difficult until I sort of hit 200 watts. this still feels very comfortable. Heart rate is at 107 beats per minute, so we've got plenty left there. Oh God, here we go, 160 watts. This keeps getting harder and harder. It's a horrible test already, and I'm only at the very start of it. 122 beats per minute. Okay, 180, going up again. 130 beats per minute. So I'd have a guess, this feels roughly around zone 2. 135 beats a minute, 180 watts, but I've got no idea what I'm talking about if I'm honest. So yeah, keep cracking, see what I can do. Okay, I'm at 200 watts. Can feel my breathing starting to change a little bit. 142 beats a minute. 30 seconds left at this average. Okay, 220, up to 144 beats a minute. Up to 240 watts. Heart rate into the 150s. That's where it starts to get hard, I think. This is horrible. Why am I doing this to myself? 260. Come on. $260 watts, up to 158 BPM. Starting to get hard now. My legs starting to fill with lactic acid, getting heavy. Still got another couple of ramps left in me, I reckon. Come on, 280. Okay, 300 watts now. This is no joke. Heart rate's at 160, but I think I feel like I'm working harder than that. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to the bike. Come on. Oh, I want to stand up, but I can't. Okay, here we go, up to 320 watts. I'm deep in the pain cave now. Heart rate 165. Oh, it's freaking horrible. Who thought this would be a good idea? 'Breathing out my arse. Oh, I'm not sure how much more I've got. 170. Come on. $340. Yeah. I think this is my last one. Let's give it all I've got.
171. Come on. There's more in the tank. Legs are finished. Come on. Okay. On to 360. Come on. Oh, can't even get the pedals around now. Come on. Last 50 seconds. Shit. Can't spin the pedals. 20 seconds, come on. I think that's me done. Stop test. I'm toast. Okay. Well done. This is not an easy effort. Doing it has double the benefit. Okay, cool down. Oh, my lord. That's horrific. Oh, so I've just finished the test, or I did about an hour ago. My legs are absolutely cooked going up and down the stairs. They don't feel like my own at the moment. I feel like they're just full of lactic acid, even though I did like a 10-minute cool down. But yeah, that test was absolutely gruesome. I can see why people wanted me to do that, to see me suffer, and I definitely did. If I go on to the Zwift app to find my FTP, 5 blah blah blah, that's my password, don't look. According to Zwift, my FTP, if I go onto my profile, is now 270. So yeah, I've got no idea if that was good or if that was bad. And based off my weight of 63 kilos, I jumped onto my calculator to work out my watts per kilo, which I think is the key term. So 270, which was my FTP score, divided by my weight of 63 kilos, gives me 4.285. And I looked up what is a good FTP, because I don't know, I haven't got a good idea of what it is. So it says here, according to AI Overview, a good functional threshold power varies between individual factors like fitness, weight, cycling goals. For a recreational cyclist, somewhere between 2.5 and 3 watts per kilo is a solid starting point. A competitive cyclist aims for a higher FTP with a Cat 3/good rider, I don't know what a Cat 3 is, often achieving between 3.5 and 4.1. So my 4.28 is looking quite good, and elite riders, Cat 1 cyclists, reach somewhere between 4.7 and 5.3. So yeah, according to that, according to AI Overview, I'm a good level category 3, maybe even category 2. I don't even know what these categories mean. And it says here, FTP ranges, untrained, fair, good, excellent, superior. Again, I fall into the excellent category. Not quite superior, so I've got a little bit of work to do there, but I wouldn't have expected to quite reach the heights of the pro cyclists. I must be well off. I'd love to know what their FTP is. Maybe I'll Google that in a minute. That pretty much summarizes today's video. Is that good? Is that bad? Let me know in the comments. I'm planning to do another FTP test maybe in like a month's time to see if I can improve it, as I do a little bit more cycling as part of my preparations for the Chicago Marathon. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, but until next time, aspire to run, run to inspire. What is Tadej Pogacar's FTP? Tadej Pogacar's FTP is around 415 watts. Wow. So mine's 270, so I am 30, what's that, 130, 145 watts behind Tadej Pogacar. Sounds like a closable gap to me. You better watch out, mate.